Hi, and thank you so much for joining me today. Today, we're going to be taking a few moments to ground and connect our breath, our body, and our movement. I'll invite you to come to your mat with a block, and we'll meet in child's pose. Starting in a tabletop position, bringing the hands underneath you and the knees underneath the hips. We'll begin to just come into our child's pose by assessing the low back. Bring the knees as wide as your mat, the big toes together to touch, and then press the hips back towards the heels, noticing how this feels across your lumbar back and your sacral region. Let the arms come out long. Let the crown of the head descend towards the earth. Now, if you come into this posture and you feel any sensitivity or tension in the low back, go ahead and come back to a tabletop position. Bring your knees in together. Bring your feet about parallel to one another and set the hips back towards the heels and extend the arms out in front of you. So two options, one to provide a little bit of support for your lumbar back and one to provide some space, some room for the abdomen to relax and for the hips to open. Wherever you're at tonight is perfect just as you are. Take a few moments to breathe into the back of your body. And take a deep breath into the back body. And as you exhale, let the breath wash over you, anchoring the hips to the heels. Let's take 3 more breaths just like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Final round here. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Let everything go. Shifting forward into a tabletop position, we'll begin to invite gentle movements with some cat-cow. On your inhale, thread your heart through the upper arms, lift the tailbone, feel the abdomen stretch, maybe gaze up. And as you exhale, round the back, draw your navel in, maybe set your hips back towards your heels. Inhale, heart forward, crown lifting, tail lifting. And exhale, round, chin to chest, tail tucks, hip back. Any variation of this is great, just moving with the breath. Starting to really develop that synchronized movement where your breath informs your body of where you're going. You can add organic movement here. Just notice how that changes things. And take 2 more rounds, just evening yourself out. And just becoming very curious of all of the sensations, all of the nuances that occur when we move our body like this. You might feel parts of the body moving as you move in and out of different asanas. And just an awareness, creating a relationship with practice where you are the observer of what is arising. And coming back through a neutral spine, we'll take an inhale, reach the right arm up to the ceiling, and then as we exhale, we're going to thread the right arm underneath the left arm, walking the left hand up to the top of the mat, tent the palms at the top left corner, and then extend the left leg so that it is parallel to the right arm. Pull the right hip back and stretch through the back of the left leg as you breathe here. Deep breath in and breath out. Another breath in and breath out. One more round. On your exhale, we're going to swing the right foot in towards the growing. Bring the left hand underneath you. Press into the earth to come up to a seat with the left leg to the left. We'll bring the left arm in front of the left calf. Reach the right arm up and over. Stretching through the right side body. Breathe into the right lung. And then bring the right hand all the way back to the earth behind the right hip. Press into the earth, reach the left arm up, maybe look back, maybe even take the left hand behind the head and gaze back. Releasing the hips to the earth. We'll cross at the shins, come forward to hands and knees, and take the second side. Inhaling, left arm raises. And exhale, thread the left arm underneath the right. Walk that right hand up to the top right corner of the mat. And then extend the right leg parallel to the left arm. And stretch through the back of the right leg. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. Breath out. Breath in. On your exhale, we're bringing the right hand back underneath you. We're going to swing the left foot towards the growing, press into the earth to come to a seat. We'll bring the right forearm in front of the right calf, reach the left arm up and over. Deep breath into the left lung. And then windmill the left hand to the earth, pressing into the left hand. Lift the hips, reach up. Maybe bring the right hand behind the head, maybe gaze back. Releasing the hips to the earth, crossing at the shins, rolling forward into a tabletop. Keeping the hips high, we'll walk the hands out in front of us for puppy pose. Chin to the earth or forehead to the ground, whatever feels most comfortable for you. Remember, yoga is not about pushing it to the limits. It's about riding your edge and not jumping off of it. So just noticing what is arising for you today. One more breath here. On your exhale, we're going to pull the heart forward, coming into sphinx pose. Pressing into the tops of the feet. Make sure the elbows are underneath the shoulders. And then pull the heart through as you light your back body up. And take another breath in. Breath out. You can stay here for another round of breath, or use your inhale to come into seal pose, pressing the earth away, maybe even slight gaze up, and release and lower down. Bringing the hands back to the low ribs, press into the tops of the feet, roll the shoulders back to the back body, hug the elbows in, Inhaling cobra pose. And exhale, lower down. Tucking the toes, coming through a tabletop position. Press the hips to the heels, downward facing dog. And we're just here for a moment. Downward facing dog. You can always pedal it out here. Maybe invite a little bit of release in the hamstrings, whatever feels right for them. And then find some stillness. On your next breath in, we'll reach the right leg high to the sky. And then we'll step the right foot forward in between the hands and straighten through the right leg. And we'll grab our block here just to give us a little bit of height. Maybe bring the block to the left hand. And then take the right thumb into the right hip crease and pull the right hip crease back. Bring the right shoulder onto the back body as you send the crown forward. Take another breath in and breath out. Bend into the right knee. Step the left foot to meet the right. Fold forward. Chair pose. And all the way to stand. Hands through heart center. And stepping out with the left foot. We're going to keep the stance shorter today, about 3 to 3.5 feet. Turning the right foot to the right. We'll kick the left heel to the back of the mat. Inhaling, arms to a T. And then as you exhale, pull the right hip under you as you come in for Trikonasana. You can grab the big toe, or you can bring the block to the outside of the right foot. Knit the left ribs down to lengthen the right side body. One more breath. Inhaling up, coming into star pose. And exhale, hands through heart center. Fold forward. Peace fingers to the big toes. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Maybe a micro bend in the knees. And let the elbows bend to the right and the left. Release the big toes. Inhale, half lift. We're taking it back to the right, framing the front foot. Lower the left knee to the ground. Step the right foot back for a supported side plank, reaching the right arm to the sky. Releasing the right hand to the earth, stepping back for plank. You can move through a vinyasa or any modification that resembles vinyasa. Maybe that's a cat-cow, or maybe it is a modified chaturanga with the knees down, maybe cobra. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Inhaling, left leg raises. And exhale, step the left foot forward. And coming in for that pyramid variation again. Bringing the block again to the right hand. And then bringing the left thumb to the left hip crease. Pull the left hip crease back. Inhale, find some extension through the crown. And then exhale, fold from the hip crease. One more breath. Bend into the knee, step the right foot to meet the left. Chair pose. And all the way to stand. Hands through heart center. Bringing the hands to the hips. Stepping out with the right foot. I'm going to take the left toes to the top of the mat, kick the right heel to the back of the mat. Inhale, arms raise. And then exhale, left hip comes under as we tick-tock over into Trikonasana, knitting the right ribs down to lengthen the left side body. Inhaling, coming up. Star pose. And exhale, parallel the feet, forward fold. Peace fingers to the big toes, bend the elbows to the right and the left, and fold in. Release the big toes, inhale, half lift. We'll take it to the left, framing the foot, lowering the right knee. We'll step the left foot back, finding our way to supported side plank. Release, finding plank or maybe a tabletop. We'll move through our variation of Vinyasa. We'll meet in downward facing dog. And coming into child's pose, whatever variation serves your practice. Rocking the forehead side to side, letting go of whatever has or hasn't happened today, this week, this month. And then eventually wrapping the hands back to meet the heels, releasing the shoulders, and taking a moment to pause. And when you're ready, we'll meet in a comfortable seat. Taking a moment just to scan the body, notice how you feel after just 15 minutes of connecting your breath, your body, and your mind. Bringing the hands to the center of the heart, and take time to acknowledge yourself for coming onto your mat, for connecting your body and your breath, and for quieting your mind. Be well, yogis. Namaste.